John, that was a game that had just about everything. Ultimately, a win for the Bulls.
Yeah, that's all we were bothered about. Ultimately, I mean, it's often touted must-win games, but this was a must-win game because you lose this, you get distance from that top five. You win it, you're still in amongst that top five. So it was a vital game to win. Performance-wise, I thought the first 50-55 minutes were really good, in control, and then we did our best to lose the game. There's a bloke gets sin-binned, we concede 5 penalties in a row, and consequently you're just stressed defensively throughout that. So I think 50-55 minutes was a real good performance. 55 minutes to 80 was about the will, not the skill, and they showed great will and desire to bring the game home, and they were deserved winners.
Is it fair to say that the character of the side has been rectified after last week?
Yeah, definitely. Well, you've only to look at that last 25 minutes. I mean, the 10 minutes when George got sin-binned, we had 7 plays. So all the rest of the time, Halifax had the ball. So it was like it's like a defensive drill we do in training. 12-man defence against a full team. But they did it for 10 minutes, conceded during that time, but it's understandable. Not acceptable, understandable, and then obviously we close the game out. So, but we can't give teams like Halifax a run of 5 penalties on the bounce, which we did to close the game out, and we can't get men sin-binned really for a nothing challenge. In all honesty, I just can't understand what was going through George's head.
In terms of the final 10-15 minutes, John, there was a great show of maturity from the side to close out that game.
Yeah, well, I think when you look at the team, and last week we got 50 put on us, but we'd got Connor Farrell in, we'd got Jake Webster and Jai Hitchcocks and Joe Keys. It's a completely different team, and it's a better team. And I think you saw the maturity and composure of both Joe and Jordan at half-back, just closing the game out. So yeah, we're a better team when they're on the field, and obviously we've still got Rhys Evans to come back, James Green to come back, so we can get even better as the season goes on. And we've been playing full-strength teams. For example, Halifax today, they haven't got many people missing at all, just the odd 1 or 2. Well, we've had 6, 7s and 8s all through the season, so it's credit to them that they've got through that.
Is it fair to say, first 55 minutes, John, you were impressed with the execution and the clinical nature?
So, very much. Well, scored some great tries, didn't they? So really pleased with what they've come up with. But as I say, there's other things that we still need to work on and keep aiming to improve. But it's a win, and we needed it, and we've got it.
Brandon Pickersgill's first game at fullback since the game here against Barrow. Ethan back out on the wing.
Yeah, he played at Barrow though, didn't he? But he was in half back there. But he's played reserve team football, and he's been as good as gold. His attitude to training has been first class, and we needed to change something. And I thought he fully justified that change. I thought it was really good indeed, was Brandon. He was busy, he was a threat, he was composed in defence. His numbering off is absolutely first. I'd compare it with Scott Griggs. I'm a big fan of Griggs. I mean, I've worked with him a lot, and he's one of the best fullbacks there is at numbering off and reading threats. But I'll tell you, young Pick's getting up there as well with that, and it was really good today.
Am I okay to ask you what you were thinking, John, when George gets sent to the sin bin and the momentum of the game changes?
I've answered that. No, you can't. That's what I was thinking, because I won't be able to repeat it. There's a camera running in there. So.
When you're under the pump like that, John, for the last sort of 20 to 25 minutes, is that why you get things like when a bomb gets hoisted up, the players let the ball bounce twice? Is that sort of?
Well, it was a difficult one to take, and it was well away from the goal line. So that's Pick's decision, and I fully support his decision. When they tried to do their the normal kick for Tyler, which is a very good play that they do, we diffused that pretty well, and we caught that when we needed to. So I'm happy with what our back three have done and their decisions with regard to that.
And what does this result do now, John, for the final 9 weeks? Obviously Featherstone have lost at home to Barrow. Bradford are 2 points outside the top 5.
Right. Is that have they lost to Barrow?
Yeah. Yeah. Barrow, yeah.
Tell you what, that Barrow team.
Big scalp, yeah. Halifax last week, Featherstone
they're putting
this
some
week.
good team runs together. So yeah, well, it means a lot then, doesn't it? Yeah, it means even more than what I thought it did. So yeah, it opens it up even more.
In terms of any injuries from today's game, John?
Well, there's 1 or 2 bumps and bruises. They're bound to be. There's some tired legs, and there's there's some fatigue in there, but you know, I think we're the masters of our own downfall with regard to that. In that the possession count went from we dominated possession, second half Halifax dominated possession, we got a man down, and that run of penalties, it nearly killed us, but it didn't. So good on them for that.
And the players have set quite a highish benchmark now for the remainder of the season.
Yes, as long as they play for the next, you know, the rest of the season as they played that first 50-55 minutes, I'll be delighted and we won't be far away. Okay,
Cheers,
thank you
thank you very much.
Thank you.